if this is the place.
No, I know, but he told me to come here.
All right.
So I even asked him, like, are you sure this is where... Are you training for the whole month? But you're also, they pick you up from your house and drop you off. So it's with transportation for 20 euros a month when I was a kid.
When did I stand? Bro, I think they have a good pregame too. Remember that Russian name you fought?
Gerbek?
Yeah, he's tough.
I gotta make weight. Kilo over, I think.
Kilo over.
Yeah.
I think kilo and a half.
Train a bit, do some pojada, some rounds. Yeah. Drill.
Relax. Just relax. Just making weight and then getting some food and just chilling.
Chill.
Yeah. And then tomorrow we go to war.
Looking for the warm-up mats. Wow, it's pretty packed. Jesus. Hey, fuck it.
Hey, a lot of training partners.
Yeah. It's good. A lot of training partners for us to train with. Hey. How you doing? Entrenar, warm up, yeah. John's asking me to warm up, bro. He's gonna wanna go hard as fuck.
Oh, they remember me?
Oh yeah, how you doing, bro? Hey, good to see you. When do you go?
In like an hour.
Oh man, good luck today. I'm gonna be warming up, so if you wanna warm up, this is great. I look at like the energy here. A lot of people training on the mats. I love this. I get to actually got to make weight today, so let's see. Be good to get a sweat in today. I'm excited for that. First time in Italy, so can't wait. I'm gonna put on my gi right now. We're here right now in the warm-up area for Rome Grand Slam, AJP Tour. I'm really loving the environment here. Right now I'm just gonna show you guys a quick technique. I was able to hit on Salmon a guy at the World Championship, and it's a variation to the Michael Lange sweep. I made a slight adjustment there. What I'm gonna show you guys is now called the Serpa Sweep. I'm gonna be here in spider guard. Probably have my right foot on the bicep here. And now, most of you know the Lange sweep, he uses a reverse De La Riva hook here, and he just tilts his shoulder, inverts, and gets a nice sweep. But most of us don't really have the dexterity to create that much momentum. So if he stays really bassy, I can't really get enough momentum here to get the sweep. Because I like to get on my elbow here, okay? And I'm like kind of seated up here. And really what this is gonna do is it's gonna generate momentum for me. So when I fall back to my arm here, I'm actually gonna punch the sleeve like here. And then I can use that to finish the sweep. It generates a lot of momentum when I'm on my elbow and I'm able to punch his sleeve. So real quick, if I stay here on my shoulder, right, maybe sometimes I might get them if they're off guard. Yeah, but if he stays real basey here, no matter how much I really punch his sleeve here, I'm not gonna get enough momentum. So very important here, I gotta get on my elbow. See how I'm like seated up now we're leveled. So all I'm gonna do is, again, I'm just gonna punch this sleeve. I wanna punch it down that midsection area, all right? It doesn't really matter exactly, we're just like right in the middle. So look, I punch, look, he's already falling. And I just keep following the momentum. And we come up and finish the sweep. I feel like everyone, when they compete, there's like a mindset. It's our own fight. It's you versus you. And I would say like before, I was, I guess, afraid of facing the top guys in the division. And then it took many years to realize that if you wanted to win, you needed to be ready to face those guys. Like that day is gonna happen. So to adjust my mind to be comfortable with that, it definitely helped a lot, you know, to be ready and to want to fight those guys. Because at the end of the day, if you win a world championship, but it doesn't have the top guys, no one's gonna care as much. When you do an open, IBJJF Open, and it's stacked with world-class athletes and you win, people are gonna actually look at that more, I believe, you know. And so I started shifting my mind more than titles, more towards the people I fight. If I beat champions along the way of winning my title, to me that alone is worth more than anything. When it comes to like looking at the brackets, it's never really been affected me in any way. Some people don't like to look at the brackets. I like to know who I'm facing. I like to envision my route to victory, to taking the gold medal. And so to me, it's not really about who I'm fighting. It's more of just trying to envision like the path to victory. And I'm usually not the type to study my opponents either, but just to have an idea of what they like to do is good to know, you know, just so I'm not like caught off guard and just like mentally prepare for that fight. A lot of people want an answer to it, and there's really no answer to nerves. It's just, it really comes down to how confident you are. And even though you're very confident, it doesn't matter who you're going with, you're always gonna have nerves. Every time, like anytime I'm fighting someone where I'm expected to win, the pressure is gonna make nerves. There's gonna cause nerves when there's pressure on the line and you're expected to win. And then if you're fighting someone who you don't know if you're gonna beat the person, you're gonna have nerves because in your head, he's really good. So you're gonna have nerves regardless. So the best way is just accept them, you know, and then don't overthink about the match. Don't overthink about what they're gonna do or even what you're gonna do. Just focus on the first thing, is shaking the person's hand, and then that's when you go. You don't think about anything else. I think as soon as you shake the person's hand, whatever's in front of you is what you take. Having strategy is good, but when you have a certain plan on how the match is gonna go and it doesn't go that way, everything's gonna crash. I feel like you need to be ready for the worst possible outcome or whatever happens in the match and be able to adapt and just be in the moment. I think that's the most important thing I would say. Huge inspiration for me was Mikey Musumeci, because he grew up in the same state as me. He grew up in South Florida, and to see someone like him achieve like what he's done and being completely natural athlete just shows it's very possible. So I do take inspiration from Mikey, and you know, he's able to show me that it's possible to not take steroids to reach the top. I don't really care if people take steroids. To me, it's actually more exciting to be able to beat people like that. It's more of like a challenge, and it makes me stand out more just because everybody knows me. My fans, they know that I'm a natural athlete. So to me, be able to hit my techniques and make everything work on people who are on, you know, train every day and are on gear and all kind of steroids in the world, I think it's pretty impressive, you know, that I'm able to showcase my technique on them. So if anything, it helps my brand even more. So please, I encourage everyone to take steroids and help me stand out more. I also don't have a problem with steroids. I think if people are gonna take it, they should be open about it and let everybody know that they're on it. Don't come off and claim you're a natural athlete when you're clearly not. I think when it comes to getting opportunities like seminars and stuff, it's pretty hard as a jiu-jitsu athlete because most gym instructors or gym owners, they really want the top 5%. And like the reality is that most jiu-jitsu athletes aren't in the top 5%, but that doesn't mean it's not possible to make a living or get seminar opportunities. I think it's just a matter of knowing how to market yourself and knowing where to start. For example, like I only won the world title at brown belt, you know, and there's a lot of other athletes that have won the world title at black belt, and I feel like they didn't really know what to do with it. They didn't really market themselves properly. And I feel like with that alone, I was able to market myself, and you can literally just start really small, just locally, you know, and just simply ask gym owners if they want to have you out for a seminar, you know, and then they can give you the rate of what they want to give you, and you know, you take it how you want. But I think you do need to start somewhere, even if you feel like the rate is not fair. Just you go out there and show your work. If people truly believe that what you have is like helpful and knowledgeable, then people will invest more in your product and would want you to come back. In the beginning, it wasn't always like what I thought I deserved, but now slowly we're getting there. And it's just, you just show people what you have to offer, and then they'll want you back. You know, word of mouth is everything. Once you do a good job, you build a reputation and credibility, and no one can take that away from you. So this is a tip for beginners on when making your grips, especially if you like to play spider guard or lasso, is actually not making your grips super tight, really hard, because you're gonna burn out your grips like that, okay? And really, what I mean is, whenever we're here in our spider lasso, my grip tension isn't 100% or 80%, it's usually like 50%. And the thing is, I'm not really just trying to hold the person. If they start to move around and he starts to circle his hand, then I need to put tension. And like now I have 100% tension, and this is burning my grip. So instead, when I have 50% tension, they start to circle out, I actually start to move here. See how I have the same tension, but what all I did was I took my legs out, I put one on the hip, and I put a De La Riva hook. And now look, I still have the tension. And now I can go back again, and I'm here, and we're moving again. Now I can go in spider guard, but my tension stays the same. I never want to be like really pulling them in with a lot of force. So I just have 50% tension, and this is what makes the difference between like an athlete at a high level versus like an amateur, right? An amateur is going to be holding their double sleeve like this while they move around, and then the person on top is going to start circling around and burning my grips. Before you know it, like after a couple minutes, your grips start to like fade, and then your hands are like this, like dead. So it's very important that when you're in your guard, you make your grips, your tension isn't 100%, you know? Here, 50%, and I'm always moving. See how I mentioned spider guard. If they feel like he starts to circle out again, I can like start angling. But it's all on the movement that makes the biggest difference, so you don't burn your grips. I do think that it's still possible if you're not a full-time competitor, that you're still able to create a brand. It's a little harder because you're not exposing yourself. You're not creating a lot of exposure, and competing is one of the best ways to market yourself. Because when you have competition footage, people don't really realize how hard it is to be a competitor and to be able to hit moves on any resisting opponent in competition. So that alone just shows, you know, what you do is credible. It doesn't matter if it's at purple belt, brown belt, blue belt. You know, if you're out there doing your technique against competitors, it doesn't have to be the world-class athletes. You know, I happen to be able to hit my technique on really high-level athletes, you know, but it just all depends on perspective, and you work with what you have, you know. But I do think some kind of competing is always helpful. Without competing, it's pretty hard to get your material across. If not, you end up just being one of those people that make viral jiu-jitsu videos, or you can just become a meme guy and make funny videos on it. But other than that, I think it's important to have some kind of competition background, some kind of like success, because John Thomas doesn't compete anymore, but he has really good competition success at the color belts, and he has some pretty good wins at black belt. But then he's not competing anymore. He doesn't need to. He already solidified his brand and you know, being a world-class instructor. I think it's very important to be a well-rounded athlete. Like, it's good to know how to pass guard, how to maybe specifically where you like to pass guard from, or know how to play a bunch of different guards. Oops. I do think at a certain point, and I think this is almost like maybe when you're about to reach your purple belt, but like later in your blue belt career, is to figure out what you're really good at and what you prefer to play like your most dangerous position, like from guard or from top, and you start to build your brand. That's what you're known for. If you like half guard, you know, you make your whole game about half guard, and then you start, you know, forming your own brand as a half guard guy. And yes, like you know how to play other guards. Like Lucas Lepre has really good sit-up guard, and that's his main guard, but he's able to play every other guard completely fine. So being able to be well-rounded is important, but having a technique what you're known for causes you to stand out even more, in my opinion. You know, for me, for example, like I feel like I can play a bunch of different guards comfortably, but for me, my preferred guard is a spider guard, and I feel like I was able to, you know, trying to like I felt like I re-innovated it. I learned it from Kevin and Brian Mahecha, so thanks to them, they like gave me the fundamentals of spider and lasso guard, and I just kept at it because I felt like I was very good at that guard. And with a lot of studying in that position, I was able to find new things and add to my game. And eventually, I'm just standing out now, and I don't think there's other knowledgeable spider guard players out there. There's only a few. It's like me, Kevin, Brian Mahecha, there's John Thomas, and my buddy Renelo. And I mean, old school is Michael Lange, but you only have that much compared to like people who play De La Riva, you know, Berimbolo. You see a lot of that content every. So I would suggest try to find something that there's not a lot of content out on, you know, and build a brand off of it. That's a huge help.